What's going on, guys? Gomer's here, and we're back. Now, on stream at twitch.tv/GomesDaLegend, by the way, just in case you're curious, in case you're wondering, I often get the question, Gomer, now who exactly with this amount of stubs should I put in this position? Tell me right now. And, sometimes I don't know exactly what to say, and sometimes I just get asked that question a lot. So I figured it would be beneficial to both parties to make a video talking about my best budget cards at every position, at pretty much every budget, from tier 1 to tier 3. There's going to be options galore right here. So as always, leave a like down below, subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Comment below some of your favorite budget cards, some of your favorite ones that you guys have been using so far this year in MLB The Show 22, now that we're about 2 weeks into it. Now let's go ahead and begin here. Catcher position we're going to start out with, and I will say Adley Rutschman is the best. Now, you might tell me, Gomer, he's not exactly a budget option here. You need 25 prospects. I will kind of disagree. They're going for pretty cheap right now. I was getting them for about $1,500. You need 25 of them. I'm not sure the math there, but I think it is like 40K. But if you do the mini seasons method that we've talked about, I think that's perfect. You can get him in 2 hours. So I would consider him a budget catcher. You can get him faster than Mike Piazza, who is lower down this list. So I definitely want to talk about him. But moving on to tier 1, I think Mike Napoli is very good. He's the Rangers collection. You need Simeon, you need some golds and silvers. It's probably going to be about 25,000. Again, Adley's still probably the best bet. You can get him faster than you can make those stubs otherwise on the market. But he's great. He has contact and power both sides. Defensively, we're going to talk about that. I really only care about arm and block and speed. Kind of matters as well. The fielding attribute in and of itself, I truly don't give a shit about because I have no reason to believe it does anything. JT Realmuto, I think for that reason, is better than some guys with a little bit better fielding than him, but he's 98 arm strength, 92 block, and 85 speed. That's going to help you get to a lot of balls back there, and you know what? He did pretty well in events run so far, 923. Chat begged me to use him, and he hasn't been that bad. Salvador Perez series, pretty good. Again, the fielding isn't there. 72 arm is better than Grandal, and 35 speed. It's really tough to use Grandal because he has 3, man. He barely gets out of the fucking box. You could hit it 900 miles an hour, but unless it leaves the park, you're sitting your happy ass at first base. So Salvador Perez is a good option. Piazza, I don't really recommend it. If you've already done the Conquest, you already know you have this card, but like I said, you can get Adley done faster than you can get the Conquest map. Yes, there's more stuff to it than just Piazza, but that is my opinion. Then tier 3, a couple prospect gold cards. Austin Wells did pretty well with him in about 15 run at bat. He hit 4 home runs, lefty, bat with good contact. And Matthew Nelson is also quite good, just balanced, 67, 77, 70, 80 respectively. 83 arm strength as well there, so not bad. Moving on to first base, my tier 1 guy is going to be Josh Bell. I was pretty disappointed, pretty flaccid when I pulled him, but you know what? I'm pretty rock hard now because he's been pretty damn good. 13 homers and 85 at-bats, 1,100 OPS for me so far. He's just good against both sides, and he even has 45 speed, 75 fielding. I wouldn't consider playing him in the outfield, but he's really good at first. Nothing gets by him, basically. Torkelson, I think, is even a step below him. He's going for about 1,200 currently on the market. He's good. I used him for like 3 games. He had a grand slam for me. He's balanced. I just think Josh Bell's a little bit better right now. Yes, he's going for about 10K more. Keep that in mind. All keep in mind to show the damn prices so you have some idea how much these go for. Freddie Freeman, about 14,000. The live series cards, again, they're going to have these active quirks on them. Freddie has a bunch of them. Night Player, Road Warrior, Breaking Ball Hitter, Dead Red. These really come in clutch. It's a reason why Trout is astronomically the best hitter in the game right now. And Freddie Freeman's a good one, but I kind of prefer Max Muncy, who's going for even less, 7,500. You can play him at second and third. He's going to have a gold shield. His arm is weak. He's got about as much strength as single-ply toilet paper. So just keep that in mind. But he's a damn good hitter. And again, he's got those quirks, and he's got the power decent contact. He always plays up, and just the best swing. It's him and Kyle Tucker, in my opinion. Then some tier 3 guys. There's Jose Abreu. You know, he goes for like 2,000. He's all right. He hits lefties well. Righties, okay. Not good defensively. Gehrig, I would platoon these two as a righty-lefty combo. He goes for about 3K. The gold Babe Ruth, I was going to put on here, but I was surprised to learn he could not play first base. So that's a little bit tough. Second base, Jazz Chisholm, easily in my opinion. Again, a 20K card is most of the face of the franchise cards go for. He's alright. I was kind of struggling in the game I played him with, but to be fair, everybody was struggling in that game I was playing. Rough event games, was not too happy. He's got good speed, good fielding, good swing, lefty bat, power both ways. You got to love it. Ketel Marte as well. He goes for about 12,000. Second base is a thin position, like Tristan McKenzie thin, man. So I highly recommend your ball player. I would probably put it at second base for the time being. He hits lefties well. He's a switch hitter. And then tier 3, there's Brandon Lau as a gold card, and Nick Gonzalez, who go for like 1,700. He has some contact. He's pretty decent for a gold card at everything. Then Lau, platoon guy for sure. Lefties, 50 contact is pretty rough, man. That's not great. The fielding, similarly not great. The speed, wouldn't you know it, not great. So second base is a pretty thin position right now. I definitely would recommend putting your cap there for the time being. Rafi Devers, I like this one. This year, he hits both well, just not too much pop against lefties, 65, but we've been having pretty good success. 16 at-bats, he's hitting 1063 for him, and the fielding, you know, is, you know, you're not buying him for the fielding. That's the main thing. I would love to put Jose Ramirez here, but he's just too expensive. I think this is going to be... I think he's the best third baseman in the game right now. Maybe even better than Troy Gloss. Tier 2, I like Pablo Sandoval right there. He's going for about 10K. Great contact, switch hitter, nice swing, no speed. The fielding isn't really there. You can play him at catcher too if you really need to, so that's one less spot. If you have him on your bench, you don't have to stack another catcher there, which is good. I like the Jordan Walker card. He was also in those packs. 9K, he's good against both sides. 97, 87 power and contact, respectively. The fielding, that's pretty much average for third base at this point. Longoria, I don't really recommend too much. He's the mini seasons reward. He has power, that's about it. The fielding and power, the speed and contact are both not great. Not it, in my opinion. Then tier 3 guys, we're looking at this Rendon. You can get him in mere minutes by doing the National City Connect program. There's the Blaze Jordan, who's pretty solid. Got good enough fielding and hits lefties pretty well. And Harmon Killebrew, 47 contact, but he's going to hit the shit out of the ball if you do manage to make contact with it. He's always a really good early game card because I imagine a lot of you guys probably aren't too far down ranked seasons yet, so I think you would do pretty well. Shortstop, a couple tier 1ers. We have Corey Seager, who's been very good so far. 61 ABs, 1,400 OPS through ranked in events. Great contact, both sides. Great power, both sides. Sometimes I have had the ball not leave the yard with only 84, 86 power. But fielding, I play him at second base. Not too many issues. 49 speeds, low. But he has such a good swing. Lindor's been perhaps just as good in event games. Short and run here, but he's been solid to this point. Great swing, plays above those attributes. 99 fielding. I made a joke on stream that I guaranteed that he would make an error. He did, and it cost me a run. We didn't lose the game, but 99 fielding can still make errors in this game. Just keep that in mind. Noelvi Marte, I think, is a good option for 10K right there. Good against both sides, as average fielding and average speed. That's pretty much all you could ask for at this early part of the season for 10,000 stubs. Then tier 3, I think the Michael Young that you get in the All-Star pack in the face of the franchise program. Great contact, really good swing as well, and he just always plays well for me early on in the year. Michael Young, I always enjoy having him. There's the Colson Montgomery. who isn't great. He has fielding and speed, though, which is nice, and just okay at everything else. But he's 1,500. What else can he ask for? And Corey Seager, you really can't go wrong with him as well. I used him for a while in ranked, and he was killing it. Arguably has more power than the face of the franchise, if that makes any sense. So he's a really good option as well. Move on to left field, where it's, again, pretty thin. Don't put your cap here, but left field as a primary is thin. I'd recommend maybe Ricky Henderson. Probably not. I need to talk about something in this position. It's mainly going to be center fielders that you're going to be stacking your entire outfield with. But he has speed. He has contact. I don't know. I don't really like Ricky Henderson's swing in this game. He never plays too well for me. Alfonso Soriano is also an option I don't really recommend. So he is right there. Good Lord, man. I'm just shitting on all these cards. Tyler O'Neill is also okay, 2,300. I think he's going to get upgraded this year. Good defensively, really good speed, and has power. The contact's kind of low. So center field, let's get onto a real position, man. There's so many tier 1 options. I'm not even going to tell you them all or go into every attribute. There's Buxton, there's Reynolds, there's Acuna, there's Trout, there's Robert, there's Cedric Mullins. I don't really recommend Cody Bellinger. Out of all the face of the franchise, he's the only one I can't really see recommending. His swing's a bit different, and his contact is just low. The power at 88 and 86. Everybody else has very similar, with better stats all the way around. So the Bellinger is not great. Tier 2, all those cards are going to go somewhere between like 12 and 20,000. So I'll consider them tier 1. Mickey Mantle is tier 2. He only goes for 10K. Amazing in ranked seasons. 1274 OPS, 14 homers. He's been really good for me to this point. Good against both sides. Has the speed. The fielding at 73 is not ideal. You really do need fielding, I think, this year. Specifically, Live Series Mike Trout. This is the worst defender of the game. If you guys watch the streams again, you know how bad he is. He gets the worst animations. It is unfathomable. I can't fucking believe the stupid shit that he's done on stream, but that's besides the point. He makes up for it offensively, as you can tell. But Mickey's tier 2. Also in there, Live Series Buxton. Again, he has the fielding and speed, which alone makes him great, and good enough hitting stats for about 10,000. Steve Finley, lefty bat if you need some diversity. Gold fielding, 66 speed, which is probably not playable in center field. I'd recommend a corner, and can still retain that gold fielding shield. Good power, 80, 87. Love his swing. He was great. The 96 in his card last year. I love tier 3. The Jim Edmonds is wild. 81, 83 contact respectively, diamond defense and center, 65 speed. Again, maybe play him on a corner, but he has a great swing again. So I really like that card. He's free in the face of the franchise program as well. And then a couple golds. There's Luis Matos. It's alright, he has contact. Then there's George Springer. Kind of throwing him on here because he's 1,800 and he's been doing really well this year. Probably is going to get upgraded. Could be a future diamond, and he's a good option for now as well. Moving on to right field, we're looking at some more face of the franchise. Mitch Haniger, he's been really good for me. 1250 OPS, 11 homers. He's good against both sides. Even 77 contact against righties isn't bad. Has a cannon. Is pretty good fielding. 60 speed is his only knock I can really see on this card. Him and Kyle Tucker are kind of neck and neck. I like Tucker's swing a bit more, and he's a lefty. But otherwise, defensively, they're the same. And Haniger has more power. So they're both really good options for about 20K. There's also the Aaron Judge. The arm at 76, a bit worrying alongside the speed at 60. You'd like to have at least one of those really boosted up, but he has the power and the contact this year. And also going for about 20K. Tier 2 is going to be Live Series Kyle Tucker. This one, pretty good budget option. For half the price, you get, you know, about -7 on every attribute. 57 speeds, not great. 70 arm. Again, he's a budget option there. You're probably better off just stacking center fielders, as I mentioned. Then golds, there's Teoscar Hernandez. The 61 fielding is not ideal. He hits lefties really well, and when he's boosted up against righties, he's great. So I think that's a good option, as well as the Joshua Baez for the Cardinals, their prospect series. 65 speed, 77 fielding, good arm at 87, and a lot of power at right field as well. Let's talk about some starting pitchers. We have an interesting bunch here. The tier 1 is going to primarily fit in the face of the franchise. Logan Webb, I think, is really good. The most important thing that you can look at this year that a lot of people aren't: pitch control. It is so vital. 63 cutter. You would have no idea that pitch otherwise. You cannot just look at the BB9. If you look at 92 BB9 and think, oh, he has super good accuracy, that's true on the first 3 pitches, but the four seam at 73 is not great, not amazing. Then the cutter at 63 is borderline worrying to throw that pitch. So just keep that in mind when looking at these guys. However, I still do think he's a tier 1 option for sure. Stroman is a darling when it comes to control. He is 84 plus on everything, where that BB9 really goes to show that's true. He's a good pitch mix as well, doesn't throw the ball hard, but 88 hit 9 at launch is good. Casey Mize, again, he has 74 on the sinker. Everything else is above 80. And the hit per 9 is really the most important attribute there. The K9 kind of coincides with vision. So if they're not on the ball, from what I understand, that makes an effect. I would love to throw Corbin Burns in here, but he just goes for too much. He goes for about 30,000, but he is a really good card in there as well. A couple tier 2 diamonds, Jack Leiter. Accuracy concerns, 59 BB9, that immediately red flag. Go ahead and look. 54, 64, 69 on those pitches. And even his best, his four seam only at 79, isn't fantastic, but that pitch is usually, but it's not that big of a deal. I have noticed he's been good. I've faced him a few times and he's been solid. So 84 hit 9, and he has good pitches as well, alongside decent velo, 96 on the four seam, 97 if you ask nicely. And then there's the Zack Wheeler again, who's pretty good. The control is nice, a little above average, 82 hit 9, and he has a sinker in there as well. Throws 97 on the four seam, so not a bad card. Looking at a couple tier 3 options, some gold cards. We have the Prospect Series Mick Abel, he's all right. That's, again, a situation where the BB9's a bit deceiving, where he has pretty damn good control. 74 and everything else but the curveball, which, if you are playing the game right, the curveball should be in the dirt anyway in most situations, especially if you're not a very high-ranked player, somebody who's going to chase that pitch regardless. 78 hit 9, he's pretty good. He has that sinker, which is a good thing, of course, still a very meta pitch. There's the Lance Lynn, who has good accuracy, doesn't throw the ball too hard, but that sinker-cutter combo. And then Trevor Bauer, no sinker this year, he has the cutter, but he did pretty well in DD for the time being. A 2.81 ERA online is good enough. So, especially that's in like veteran all-star, when the PCIs are beached ball size. So Bauer's all right for a tier 1 option. Then relievers, closing pitchers, our final category here. Tier 1, some guys I like. Aroldis Chapman actually has pretty good control on those 4 pitches there, alongside 116 hit per 9. Again, if you don't believe me, 76 plus on everything for his control, which if you look at the BB9, you would imagine, oh, this guy's a shitter, man. He can't throw a strike. Not exactly the case. So that is important to note with Chapman. No outlier this year, though. Devin Williams, Class A, they're good options. I don't like him as much as Chapman for their respective positions. Yes, he's parallel 4. That's primarily through mini seasons method, as you see, 92 and a third innings. Devin Williams, pretty good as well. Only issue with him is he throws 3 pitches at the exact same velocity, but it kind of works out. The cutter, for me, I always have issues. I'm always so early, and the screwball seems like it comes in a bit faster. I don't know what it is. It might be a mental thing, but the hit 9's there as well at 113. Then I like Jose Alvarado, the Rays collection. He's a bit more expensive than what you would think because they don't have any diamonds. A lot of their silvers and bronzes go for a decent amount, but he's a good lefty arm who throws really hard. Rob Dibble's free in the face of the franchise program. Everybody knows the Dibbler fucks. He is outlier out the gate, which is going to befuddle a lot of people. Darren O'Day, the slider, the sinker, the funky arm motion is always a good option with 91 hit 9 in there as well. I also like a couple more. There is the Live Series Chapman. If you can't afford the diamond, this one's in there for 2,200, and he's a good choice as well. Doesn't have quite as good control, but pretty solid. 66 on the fastball is his worst. Everything else is about 70. I like Blake Trinan. However, he's usually down for whatever reason, so his hit 9's not going to be quite as fruitful there, but He has a sinker cutter combo, and he throws hard, so that's always going to be somewhat effective depending on the person you face. Then the Goose Gossage is also pretty good. He's got a slurve, a sinker, a changeup, and a four-seam, so that's a nice gold option as well. He's free in the face of the franchise program. Couple silvers, there's Clase. He has good control for a silver card. Andrew Kittredge, he has a slider, a sinker, and a four-seam. Throws hard at 95, and really good control. 81 on the slider, 90 and 99 on the sinker and four-seam, respectively. There is the Garrett Whitlock, and then the Aaron Loop for a good lefty. This guy has a really weird motion, and he has the sinker cutter, curveball, and slurve ball combo. So we did it. We went through every possible budget. I'm going to need a drink of water. So let me know in the comment section what you guys think, who your favorite budget cards are in MLB The Show 22. Leave a like if you guys did enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. There comes out. Eat.